Hello, hello.
Hello, हाँ sir. Presidential remarks. Killedar sir.
हाँ बोला.
Once the paper presentation session is over, we will be proceeding towards the validity function. Just wait for 2 minutes. The participants are presenting. That's why we are waiting.
So how much time you will
Within
require?
2 minutes only we are starting.
Okay, no problem.
Oh, मला काय जास्त नाही लागत. तुम्ही जेव्हा की आले.
Good afternoon to one and all. We have rejoined here for our valedictory function, and I would like to welcome all of you again for this valedictory function, which is going to be one of the important and concluding part for this national conference, one-day online national conference on language, literature, and culture. So, first of all, I would like to request Mr. M.T. Georgian, sir, to introduce for the introduction of this session. Georgian, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Very good afternoon to all of you. I'm George Andre from Department of English and also the organizing secretary of this one-day online international conference on language, literature, and culture. First of all, I would like to extend a warm welcome to all the dignitaries, distinguished scholars, and esteemed delegates who have joined us today in this valedictory function. And I'm deeply humbled by the presence of chief guest of this function, Major Dr. R.S. Sir, the principal of Rajashri Chhatrapati Shahu College, Kalapur. And talking about his details of achievement, he has 34 years of teaching experience in UG and PG in various colleges of Rajashri Sanstha. And he has published 1 book and 46 research papers in national and international journals. And he also has 6 major and minor research projects he had done already. And talking about the countries he visited as part of the research purpose, Thailand, Cuba, he went for sericultural culture projects. And he also worked as NCC officer, both as commissioned and non-commissioned officer in the Indian Army, and also received Best NCC Officer Award and DG Commendation Award in 2019. And under his able guidance, 3 students had completed already PhD degree. And for his dedicated work, he also received Life Worker Award from Right Shikshan Sanstha. And he worked as vice principal and also as head department of zoology of Rajashri Chhatrapati Shahu College, Kolhapur. So it is our great pleasure to welcome you, sir, to this one-day online national conference on language, literature, and culture. So next, we have the president of this function, Dr. V.V. Kiladar, sir, the vice principal of Rajashri Chhatrapati Shahu College. So talking about his biodata details, he worked as in-charge science faculty of R.C. Shahu College, Kolhapur, and also worked as head department of physics of R.C. Shahu College, Kolhapur. And he is also a BOS member of Shivaji University, Kolhapur, and he's subject expert for faculty recognition VC nominee of Shivaji University. And he's also member of editorial board of Vignan Patrika, and also worked as steering committee member of the college. And he's expert in basic C, C++, Pascal, DBase, Foxtrot, Visual Basic, etc. And talking about the awards won by him, he stood second in BSc third year science faculty, Vice Institute of Science, Satara. He also stood first in Shivaji University, Solapur PG Center of MSc, and also stood fifth in the Shivaji University merit list of MSc in the year 1986. And he also got Best Teacher Award in 2014 given by Vaishalya Foundation, Kolhapur. And talking about his research activity, received PG teacher recognition for MPhil and PhD from Shivaji University, Kolhapur. And also talking about his research projects, he had done 2 UGC funded projects and also 1 university project. So he also published many publications, presented in symposia, conference, workshop, etc., and also in international and national journals. So we heartily welcome you to the valedictory session of this online National Conference on Language, Literature, and Culture. And I hope that all the participants are having a productive day in this conference from the morning session itself. And once again, I welcome all of you on behalf of Rajashri Chhatrapati Shahu College for this valedictory function of this National Conference. Thank you. And I hand over the session to Murkar ma'am. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Georgian, sir. Now, this is time to invite our chief guest, our honorable principal, Major Professor Dr. R.S. Dubey, sir. Constant source of inspiration who always like to encourage us to do a lot of academic activities for the better prospects of the college and the students. So I would like to request our honorable principal, sir, Major Professor Dr. Dubey, sir.
Thank you, Murkar madam. Good afternoon, one and all. I am pleased to be the chief guest of this valedictory function of this National Conference on Language, Literature, and Culture, jointly organized by our college, Rajashri Chhatrapati Shahu College, Kolhapur, and T.K. Kolekar College, Nesri. Since morning, I have noted that scholars of repute like Professor Dr. Jharan Patil, Professor Akshay Saravde, Professor Dr. D.S. Wake, and Professor Jose from Ballard University have imparted valuable insights into the topic. I am sure that academic discussions, deliberations will go a long way in sharpening the knowledge of participants from various places. It is also significant that as many as 75 research papers have been submitted, presented in a separate session. The connection between language and literature is obvious and valuable. Our joint partner in this venture, T.K. Kolekar College, Nesri, represented by Principal Dr. S.B. Vambar, and his team have offered their full cooperation at every stage of this conference. The fact that Principal Bhambar happens to be the chairman of the Board of Studies in English, Shivaji University, Kolhapur, adds a beauty of the conference. I congratulate the coordinator, Dr. Faras, of our college, and her colleagues for successful conducting this academic event. I am thankful all the staff members of our college as well as Kolekar College, Nesri. Thank you one and all.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir. Now I would like to request President of this conference, Dr. V.V. Kelledar, sir, Vice Principal, Rajarshi Chhatrapati Shahu College, Head, Department of Physics, Rajarshi Chhatrapati Shahu College, for his presidential address.
Thank you, madam. I am audible?
Yes, sir, you are.
Good afternoon to one and all. Chief guest of the valedictory function, Professor Major R.S. Dubal, in charge principal, R.C. Shahu College, Kolhapur, coordinator of the conference, Dr. S.A. Faras, head Department of English, R.C. Shahu College, Kolhapur, in charge principal, Dr. B.S. Bhambar, ITK, Koleka Arts Commerce College, Nesri, and dear participants who gathered online for this conference. Firstly, I congratulate the coordinator. 1 minute, please. Sorry, ma'am. First, I congratulate the coordinator, Dr. Faras, the organizers, and the Department of English, R.C. Shahu College, Kolhapur, and TK Kolekar Arts Commerce College, Nesri, for jointly organizing this one-day virtual conference on language, literature, and culture. In first session, that is the inaugural function, the chief guest advocate H.T. Kolekar, chairman, Shikshan Samiti KII Nesri, and Dr. Jaden Patil, president, English Language Teachers Association, Pune chapter, thrown light on the importance of the subject and need of organization of such events. In session second, Dr. B.S. Walke, Director, Academy for Communication in English, Nashik, enlightened us with his lecture on topic language. In session 3, Professor Robert Jose, Chairman, VSK University, Bellary, delivered nice informative talk on literature and culture. In session 4 of the conference, the participants and researchers presented their papers on language, literature, and culture. So we see that the whole day was full of insightful lectures of renowned scholars in the field, senior academicians who chaired the sessions, and young scholars who presented their papers. Of course, many teachers and students of the literature attending the event from all corners of India also deserves praise. I think that the language and literature plays important role in communicating good culture and to preserve the cultural heritage of the nation. I hope that we organize such conferences regularly to enhance the knowledge of the field. Even though presently we are working offline, but this online mode of working should be practiced on regular basis in future also for well-being of students and faculty. I congratulate Murkar Madam for nice anchoring and Aniket Jadhav for providing technical assistance. I thank you all and end my speech here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thanks for your appreciation. Now I would like to request Dr. S. Faras ma'am to conclude the session by proposing a vote of thanks.
Thank you very much, madam. I'm thankful to Advocate H.T. Kolekar, Chairman Shikshan Samiti Kasba Nesri, for inaugurating the conference and gracing the conference with his presence. Thanks are due to Dr. Z.N. Patil for his scholarly keynote address. I thank Professor Dr. A.M. Sarode for presiding over the inaugural function. I acknowledge the unwavering support received from Honorable Principal Professor Major Dr. R.S. Dubal and Vice Principal Professor Dr. B.V. Killedar, who were the guest of honor for the inaugural function. I would like to thank all the honorable delegates who blessed us with their presence. I want to extend my generous thanks to resource person Dr. B.S. Walke, Director, Academy for Communication in English, Nashik, for his enlightening speech on language divide. Thanks are due to Professor Dr. R.B. Tehsildar for chairing this session. I'm privileged to thank Professor Robert Joel for his insightful speech, and of course, the chairperson for this session, Dr. R.A. Kadakne, Head Department of English, Rajaram College, deserves thanks for chairing this session. I must mention my deep sense of appreciation for all the chairpersons for chairing the paper presentation sessions. Dr. Jayashree Afre, Dr. D.T. Sate, Dr. Sunita Gharge Madam, Dr. Vajanti Otari, Dr. Uttam Patil, then Dr. Raghunath Dhamagle sir. I extend my heartfelt thanks to Honorable Principal Professor Dr. Major R.S. Dubal, who honored us with inspirational thoughts, being the chief guest of the valedictory function again. I thank our Vice Principal, Professor Dr. V.V. Killedar, for thought-provoking and insightful presidential speech. I also extend my thanks to Aniket Zadav for his enormous cooperation by systematic execution of the event through the necessary technical support. I would like to thank all the honorable delegates who blessed us with their presence. An event of this dimension could not happen overnight. The wheels start rolling months in advance, and we have been fortunate enough to be backed by a team of very motivated and dedicated colleagues from both colleges. I cannot thank everyone enough for the involvement they have shown and willingness they have expressed to take on the completion of tasks beyond their comfort zones. This event is a collaborative effect, as already been mentioned. It is a joint venture. At the end, I would like to take this opportunity to thank our knowledge partner, Principal Dr. B.S. Bambar and his team, who joined hands to organize this dream conference, whose seats were embedded in a telephonic conversation only. Special thanks go to Mrs. Murkar for hosting the event successfully, and I anticipate the same cordial cooperation of the participants and the attendees for our upcoming endeavors too. Thank you all.